Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Italy for the 2013 VRC 8-Scale Nitro Buggy World Championships. Getting set to go here. A lot of big-name drivers in this one. 45 minutes. Tone sounds. We are off and underway. Looks like a pretty clean start early on for everybody. Grabbing that early hole shot, starting the number 1 spot, Joor and Malinski. Into the step-on, step-off section, coming back around to the front side here for the lap number 1. Everybody really close right now. David Joor, the American, in that number 2 spot. David Ronnefalk in the number 3 spot. Nicholas Lutz in that number 4 spot. Ryan Lutz in the number 5 spot. On to the far back side of the track they go now. Everybody right there together. Malinski with a pretty good lead. Oh, Malinski made a mistake on the left-hand side. David Joor now going to tape over the top spot. Now it's all changing up. On to the right-hand side of the track they go, working their way back around into the center sections. Up and over the step-on, step-off. Dropping down here, up and over that big step-up double. Under the bridge, working their way back around. Nicholas Laureate going to be out front leading this one. Now David Joor back up to the top spot. Ronnefalk going to be right there with him as well. Malinski right there. Top 4 drivers, all going to be top 5 drivers now. All going to be right there. Martin Wollanka working his way up. Ryan Lutz in that number 6 spot. Down the front stretch they go. Coming around now. Martin Wollanka taking over the top spot. And David Joor trying to dive to that inside right there. You can see how close everybody is right now. Back around to the front side, up and over the step-up jump they go. Wollanka going to be out front. David Joor right there with him. Malinski, Laureate, and David Ronnefalk. Headed onto the back left corner. Very difficult for these drivers. This is a huge track. The back corners, the cars look so small, and these drivers have to be so precise, working their way through these tricky sections. Joor and Malinski now taking over that top spot now. Wollanka going to be right there. David Joor. There's Joor in the number 3 spot right now. Joor of VRC in the red, yellow, and blue buggy. Through the over-under section, back into the back corner they go now. Your leaders, 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, and Joor making a mistake there. Joor dropping back just a little bit right now. Now into the number 4 spot. Battle for the lead right now out front. Martin Wollanka in the green and black. Joor and Malinski in that number 2 spot. Malinski in the red and white. David Ronnefalk closing the gap up now, the Team Kyosho driver. Coming around here, dropping down. These two drivers right there together. Oh, a little bit of a mistake there for Malinski. Good save for him there, and got a little far on the right-hand side of the track. You can see your top 2 drivers. Oh, Malinski with a huge crash on the left-hand side. Let's take a replay here as they're working their way around. Watch this. Malinski gets a little sideways, clips the double. And end over end he goes. That's going to drop him back in the field. Now David Joor going to be up at the number 2 spot. Martin Wollanka. 4 minutes, 45 seconds into this one. Going to be out front leading the way. Oh! Huge mistake for your leader. Wollanka on his lid now. David Joor now going to take over the top spot. There's Laureate right there. Laureate moving up through the field. David Joor now going to be on top of his game leading this one. He's got company coming up behind him though. That's Malinski. Malinski to the inside. Malinski looking for that inside line on him on the switchback sections on the left side. David Joor back out front now. Malinski in the number 2 spot. Laureate in the number 3 spot. Let's take a replay here. Oh, and that was Laureate. Laureate making a mistake there. He was in the number 3 spot. Drops to the number 4 spot now. And as you can see, Laureate, no stranger to the VRC World Championships. We've seen him in on-road and now off-road. Laureate in that all-yellow buggy. On to the left-hand side, dropping down, working his way around. Here in the number 6 spot, the pink, blue, and white of Ryan Lutz, the American driver. Team Durango factory driver. Sitting in the number 6 spot right now, trying to get used to the VRC racing. Here in Italy, down the front stretch he goes right now. Chasing down David Barcina. There's David Joor, Avid RC's very own right there. David Joor going to be your leader right now. Joor coming around to the front side. Joor in the red, yellow, and a white. On to the right side of the track. Some big air for these drivers on this track. Nicholas Laureate up to that number 2 spot. Martin Wollanka in the number 3 spot. Malinski in 4, Barcina in that number 5 spot. As you can see, Joor working his way back around to that back side of the track right now. He's got about a 3.5 second lead on Laureate. You see him there in the background, Laureate in the yellow machine. And Joor coming in for a pit stop now. Oh! Joor making a huge mistake in the pits. He's got to come in for fuel. He's hung on the pits once again. Laureate makes a mistake as well. Joor now going for another lap. The corner marshal putting him out on the front straight, so David Joor has to make another lap. Laureate making a mistake coming in the pits as well. That's definitely going to cost him some time. Okay, Joor going to try it again. Nice and smooth into the pits on this one. Lucky he didn't run out of fuel. That would have dropped him clear to the back of the pack. Joor in and out of the pits now. This is going to change things up a little bit here, the 10-minute mark. Ryan Lutz, your 4th place driver now, working his way up through the field. Coming up on that 15-minute mark. There you see Ryan Lutz whipping the wheels back and forth. The pink, white, and blue machine. As he drops down, heads into that far away back left corner. One of the furthest points on this track. You actually lose your car for just a split second as you head back into that section. So these drivers got to really be on their game and pay attention where they're headed. As you can see, Ryan Lutz coming in for fuel now, topping it off. Signature. Oh, Lutz makes a mistake in the pits. And that is going to cost him a little bit of time right there. Working our way to the front of the pack here. Martin Malinski going to be sitting in that number 2 spot right now. Martin Wollanka going to be out front. Malinski in the orange and white machine working his way around onto the right-hand side of the track. Through those big double sections there. Malinski, fast lap right now, 33.7. He is going to be 6 seconds back from Wollanka. As you can see, dropping down there, driving the Serpent car, it looks like. Malinski up and into that back left corner, the furthest point away on this giant track here in Padova, Italy. Malinski on the left-hand side. And oh, he makes a mistake there. Your number 2 driver. Quick Marshall, though, he's back on his wheels and going. David Joor in that number 3 spot. May have gained a little bit of time, but not a whole lot on him. Everybody's spreading out just a little bit right now here. And there you see Malinski bumping that inside pipe just a little through the over-under section. Malinski starting that number 1 spot. Oh, make a little mistake there. Check this out right here. Could have been, oh, definitely could have been a fatal crash there on that one. And now we jump to our leader. Here is Martin Wollanka. Wollanka in the green and black coming to the pits. A lot of trouble for a lot of drivers in the pits today. As you can see, Wollanka up and on the wall, and he is in and out. A good pit stop for him there. Nice and clean, no crashes. Here comes Malinski. Malinski now going to be about 3 seconds behind him. As they head into that center section, Martin Malinski chasing down your leader. You see your leader there up and over the step up in the green and black buggy. Malinski still got to make a pit stop, though, with 23 minutes down. Round to the front side once again. We'll see if Malinski pits on this stop. And no, he's going on by. Down the front stretch they go. And here's your number 7 driver, Magnus Borndal. In the all-white buggy, white wheels, white wing. Onto the back left corner he goes right now. Holding a consistent 7th. Right now he's going to be 5 seconds back from Barcina in the number 6 spot. There's Quentin Legal. Quentin Legal in that number 9 spot. Chasing down David Ronnefalk. A little bit of a rough run here for David in this one. Legal coming down the front stretch. Looking good right now. The red, white, and blue buggy, yellow wheels. Up and over the big double doubles on the right-hand side. 25 minutes down for these drivers now. Just past the halfway mark. A lot of racing left to go. Winner of this race going to be crowned the very first VRC-Pro 8-skill Nitro Buggy World Champion. Nicholas Laureate here in your number 4 spot. Laureate chasing down Malinski. There's Ryan Lutz. Ryan Lutz in the number 5 spot. Lutz closing the gap on Laureate now. Lutz in the pink, white, and blue machine. Laureate in the yellow machine. Onto the right-hand side of the track. They go up and over the double doubles. Lutz, nicest move to the inside line. Laureate back, moving into the lead. No! Lutz, side by side, into the step-up section. Lutz powers through there. Lutz now up into the number 4 spot. Oh, Lutz make a little bobble, bumping that inside pipe. Dropping off the bridge there. Laureate going to be right there with him side by side. They go up and over the step-up. Into the switchback. Oh, and Ryan Lutz bumps that inside pipe and rolls it over. Trying to keep it tight and puts it on the side. So Nicholas Laureate back up to the number 4 spot now. Ryan Lutz in the number 5 spot. David Barcina in that number 6 spot. Wollanka still out front right now. David Joor up into 2nd. Malinski at 3rd. Laureate in 4th. Ryan Lutz in the number 5 spot. As you can see, Nicholas Laureate here in the yellow machine. Looks like he's driving the low seat TLR machine. Here is your lead, Martin Wollanka. Oh, Martin with a big mistake there. Lands back on his wheels. Good save for him. Martin Wollanka with about 15 minutes left to go in this race. Out front leading this one, looking for a possible World Championship victory. Still a lot of time to go and anything can happen in 8-scale Nitro off-road buggy racing. Malinski in that number 2 spot. David Joor in the number 3 spot. Laureate in 4th. Ryan Lutz in the number 5 spot. You can see Martin Wollanka right there. Oh, whipping it as he heads through the step up. Let's take a look at this again. Comes out of this section right here. Look at this big whip right here. Looking nice and smooth. Driving the Team Associated buggy. The green, blue, and white. Marcin Malinski in that number 2 spot. Holding strong right now. He's got a 3.5 second lead on David Joor. Malinski in the Serpent machine. David Joor driving the Associated car. Malinski headed through that center section. And these drivers right now definitely putting in some serious laps here at Padova. One of the hardest circuits right now on the VRC-Pro circuit, in my opinion. The track is extremely large. You really have to be on top of your game, picking your lines. Here's David Ronnefalk. David with a little bit of rough run here this weekend. He's sitting in the number 8 spot. He qualified in the number 2 spot, but he's sitting back in 8th right now. As you can see, the Kyosho driver in the black, yellow, and white machine. Up and over the step up he goes. So close to the top of that. Ronnefalk going to be in the number 8 spot, chasing down Magnus. Magnus in that number 7 spot. Ronnefalk coming down the front stretch now. Back up to the number 5 driver, Ryan Lutz. He's going to be 2 seconds back from Nicholas Laureate right now. Trying to move back up to that number 4 spot. They had a battle going on. And remember, Lutz made that mistake, clipped that inside pipe. So he's trying to put together a clean run right now with that Team Durango machine. 35 minutes into this one. Up and over the step up he goes. And that's Laureate right there behind him now. Ryan Lutz now moving up into the number 4 spot. Nicholas Laureate gonna be dropping back to the number 5 spot. Laureate must have made a mistake out of the view of the camera. And as you can see, through the switchback sections, Lutz taking it easy. That's where he made the mistake and lost it last time. And Lutz coming into the pits now. Laureate messed him, made the pit stop. Lutz coming in for fuel, made it in the pits nice and clean, and he's out. Good pit stop there for Ryan Lutz. David Joor in the number 2 spot, going to be 13 seconds back from Martin Wollanka. Here's Laureate right now. Laureate in that number 4 spot. 1.6 seconds ahead of Ryan Lutz. Laureate in the TLR machine. onto the left-hand side of the track he goes, coming back around to the front straight now. Up and over those big doubles on the right-hand side. Your running order right now going to be Wollanka, Joor, Malinski, Laureate, Lutz, your top 5. And Nicholas Laureate working his way around. He qualified in the number 5 spot. He's sitting in the number 4 spot right now. Here is David Joor. David Joor closing the gap up now on Martin Wollanka. He's going to be 5.6 seconds back from your leader. And here comes the pit stop, though. That's going to drop him back just a little bit. And as you may recall, earlier in the race, David Joor having some troubles in the pits as well as Laureate. But they have moved their way back up right now. Here's David Joor coming out of the pits now. 3.6 seconds out of that number 2 spot. Marcin Malinski right here. Going to be sitting in the number 2 spot driving the Serpent car. Malinski, I believe, has to make a pit stop, though. Here comes Joor through the over-under section. Nicholas Laureate in the number 4 spot. Ryan Lutz in the number 5 spot. 40 minutes down now. 5 minutes left to go for these drivers. Here's Ryan Lutz in that number 5 spot. Chasing down. Oh! Was that Laureate? That may have been Laureate making a mistake there. Lutz may be able to move up to the number 4 spot. And I believe it was. Yes, indeed it was. Laureate rolling it over in that section. Ryan Lutz able to take over the number 4 spot now. He's going to be chasing down David Joor for the number 3 spot. Martin Wollanka right now out front with a 6.5 second lead. There you see Laureate. Laureate onto the right-hand side of the track going through the double sections. Marcin Malinski in that number 2 spot. Chasing down your leaders. Malinski in for fuel now. Up and on the wall. The pit lane. One of those tricky sections. You want to go as fast as you can, but too fast, and you're going to end up with trouble. Malinski dropping to the number 3 spot after the pit spot. David Joor going to be moving up into the number 2 spot. We'll see if David Joor can push it. Will he try to go the rest of this race, or will he make a pit stop? Time is winding down right now for these drivers. Malinski out front, dropping off the bridge. There's David Joor, your number 2 driver. Joor through the switchback sections. That's Nicholas Laureate, the 4th place driver ahead of him right now. They are a lap apart. David Joor working his way through. Wollanka out front, pushing hard here in this one. Martin Wollanka has put in a stunning run here for the first VRC 8-scale Nitro Buggy World Championship event. Started in the number 7 spot. And he's all the way up into the lead right now. Marcin Malinski, your 3rd place driver right now, trying to close the gap up on David Joor. Malinski to be 2.7 seconds back from Joor. Headed into that big step-on, step-off section. And here's David Ronnefalk, battling right now for the 6th, 7th, and 8th place spots. Ronnefalk in the number 7 spot right now. He's got company behind him and in front of him. Ronnefalk in the black, yellow, and white machine. Look at that inside line pass moving all the way from 8th to 6th. Ronnefalk coming around the front stretch now, bumping that inside pipe. Started off this race with a rough run, but he's working his way up through the field now. David Ronnefalk in the number 6 spot. Up and over the step up he goes. He's got company coming up behind him. That's going to be Magnus in the white buggy. Here's David Joor in the number 2 car. Up and over the step on, step off on the right-hand side. Marcin Malinski in the number 3 spot right now. Putting a lap on Laureate in the number 4 spot. Malinski to be 2.4 seconds back from David Joor right now. Less than a minute to go on the master clock. Malinski in the number 3 spot. Here is your leader, ladies and gentlemen, Martin Wollanka. Putting in a near flawless run right now. An enormous lead for Wollanka out front in the green, black, and white machine. 30 seconds left on the master clock. Wollanka looking right now for a possible world championship win. David Joor in the number 2 spot. He's 13.5 seconds back. Anything can happen though. 15 seconds left on the master clock. Can Martin Wollanka take his first ever world championship win in 8-scale Nitro Buggy? 5 seconds left on that master clock. You can see David Joor there 3 seconds. That is going to be time. And I believe David Joor is done. Your leader is now on his victory lap. Up and over the double he goes. One final time with the Team Associated buggy around this giant course here in Padova, Italy. Ladies and gentlemen, your 2013 VRC World and 8-scale Nitro buggy champion, Martin Wollanka. David Joor going to be coming to that number 2 spot. Malinski rounding out the top 3.